When your cat only meows at you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? It feels special, maybe even a little funny, like somehow out of everyone, they chose you to talk to. But behind that simple sound, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally intimate things your cat can do. And if you ignore it or misunderstand it, which most owners do, you might slowly miss the unique bond they've built with you. Let's start with what that meow really means. Have you ever noticed your cat stays quiet around others, but the moment they see you, they start meowing? Most people think it's just because you feed them, that it's all about food. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat isn't just making noise. They've learned that you respond. Over time, they've studied your reactions, your tone, your attention, your movements. And they've adapted their behavior specifically for you. Think about that for a second. Your cat changed how they communicate just to match you. And by the way, if your cat ever has a very specific type of meow just for you, a certain pitch or rhythm, don't brush it off. We'll come back to what that really means later, and it's something most owners never fully realize. Because this is where most people get it wrong. They think the cat is being demanding, but what's really happening is something much more personal. Have you ever wondered why cats even meow at humans in the first place? Most people assume it's natural, that cats just meow to communicate like dogs bark. But here's what's actually happening. A 2016 study from Lund University found that adult cats rarely meow at each other. Instead, they reserve vocalizations primarily for humans. That means your cat isn't just meowing, they're speaking a language designed for you. Animal cognition research shows that cats adjust the tone, pitch, and frequency of their meows depending on how humans respond. Some meows become softer, some more persistent, some almost sound like a question. Think about that. Your cat is actively shaping their voice based on you. Emotionally, that changes everything, because it means your cat isn't just expressing a need, they're building a communication system with you. One that doesn't exist with anyone else. Have you ever noticed your cat rubbing against you right before or after they meow? Most people see it as affection, just a friendly gesture, but here's what most people don't realize. Cats have scent glands around their face, cheeks, and body. When they rub against you while vocalizing, they're doing two things at once, communicating and marking. Researchers who study feline behavior call this a combination of vocal and scent-based bonding. They're not just asking for something, they're reinforcing that you belong to them. Think about that for a second. Your cat is layering communication with connection, their voice and their scent. It's their way of saying, you're mine, and I'm comfortable enough to speak to you. And that's not something they do lightly. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. Have you ever thought about where this behavior comes from? Why cats would evolve to talk to humans this way? Most people don't think that far back, but here's what's actually happening. In the wild, kittens use vocalizations to communicate with their mother, soft meows to signal needs, comfort, or distress. As they grow older, that behavior fades between adult cats, but with humans, something different happens. Behavioral scientists have observed that domestic cats carry this kitten-like behavior into adulthood, but only with cats they trust. And here's where it gets even more powerful. Your cat is treating you like a safe figure, like someone worth communicating with in a vulnerable way. Think about that. That small sound, that small meow, it comes from one of the earliest, most dependent forms of communication they've ever known, and they're choosing to use it with you. Have you ever noticed your cat doesn't meow the same way to everyone? Maybe they ignore guests completely, or stay silent around certain people. Most people assume the cat is just being moody or selective for no reason, but here's what's actually happening. Studies on domestic cats reveal that cats tailor their communication based on familiarity and trust. They don't invest effort into communication where it won't be understood. Think about that for a second. Your cat isn't just making noise randomly. They're choosing who is worth talking to. And when they choose you, that's not coincidence, that's trust. They believe you're paying attention. They believe you'll respond. They believe you understand them, at least more than anyone else. And that belief shapes their behavior every day. Here's what most owners never realize. The most important part of your cat's meow isn't the sound itself, it's how it changes over time. Have you ever noticed how your cat has different types of meows for different situations? A short one, a longer one, a softer one late at night. Remember earlier when I said your cat might have a specific meow just for you? This is what I was talking about. Animal behavior studies show that cats develop individualized vocal patterns with their owners, almost like a personal language. Over time, those sounds become more refined, more specific, more intentional. Think about that for a second. Your cat isn't just talking, they're learning your language and building one of their own, one that only works between the two of you. And emotionally, this is where everything shifts, because now it's not just communication, it's connection, it's shared understanding. It's a relationship built on small, repeated moments of being heard. So when your cat meows at you, they're not just asking for something, they're continuing a conversation that's been evolving over time. But here's something even more important. What happens when your cat suddenly stops meowing at you? No greetings, no soft sounds, just silence. At first, it might feel like nothing, maybe even peaceful, but here's what's actually happening. Veterinary behavioral studies show that changes in vocalization, especially a sudden decrease, can signal stress, discomfort, or emotional withdrawal. Think about that. The sound you once heard every day was a sign of engagement, of effort, of connection. So when it disappears, it's not always a good thing. This is where most owners get it wrong. They only notice the noise, but they ignore the silence. And sometimes, that silence is your cat telling you something has changed. So, if it happens, don't ignore it. Pay attention, because that absence of sound might be the most important message of all. So, when your cat only meows at you, do you actually know what that means? It's not just noise. It's not just habit. It's not just about food. It's communication, trust, connection. It's your cat choosing you as the one person worth speaking to. That's not random. That's a relationship they built with you, moment by moment, response by response. And that simple sound, that small, familiar meow, it was never small to them, and it shouldn't be small to you either.